How's it going out there, YouTubers? Cyberneticshark here with another new movie review for you. So let's go right into this movie review and see what it's about. So last night, I had the pleasure of getting to finally see the awesome and next and newest installment into the awesome Star Wars franchise, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now, Star Wars The Last Jedi, of course, is the 8th film in the Star Wars saga series, and is also the 2nd film in the new trilogy that's being made by Disney. Now, this awesome film is just amazing and wonderful. And FYI, there are no spoilers in this video review, people. No spoilers. So don't worry, I'm not going to give anything away. Going to give you the bits and pieces that are in the trailers, pretty much, kind of thing, and just give you a good and awesome type of review. So anyway, so this adaptation, or this chapter in the next part of the trilogy, is the awesome and amazing directed by the awesome Mr. Rian Johnson. Now, Rian Johnson, we all know, has directed quite a few interesting and awesome films. Particularly one that I really enjoyed and thought was a masterpiece of a film, and just did not get enough credit for how good it is. And that's the film Brick, starring the awesome Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Now, that film was really well done and just showed how good of a director Rian is. And that film alone just shows you how amazing of a director he is. And that movie alone could be his biggest highlight in his career. And still, that's going to show you how good of a director he is. Even if he has a few flops afterwards, that movie really makes him look like an amazing director. But Brick is really amazing. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's so stinking good. Just well made. Everyone involved was really good, and just a really good story. Another film that Rian directed, which I haven't had the chance of seeing yet, but it has a good cast. It has Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis in it, and it's called Looper, which I heard is a pretty decent film. Another one directed by Mr. Rian Johnson. And from my understanding, another film that they said that was really good, really well written, and pretty decent film. I guess it did pretty well in theaters. It wasn't a huge flop, but it also wasn't as good as Brick, I heard. But at the same time, still, it was a great directorial, vision by Rian Johnson. And once again, he's just an awesome director. But with The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson created the best movie in the whole new trilogy. This by far exceeds Force Awakens, and it's just so amazing. Everything he brought to it was like watching one of the original films that George Lucas had a hands on. And it was so well created, so well done, and he just wrote it and directed it so beautifully. It's just an amazing film. And he directed the crap out of it. And I can't believe how much of the influence of the original 3 were brought onto this film. And he made it so similar to those films, and that's what made this so good. Amazing film. Really well directed by Rian Johnson. Now, this awesome chapter or sequel in this new trilogy has the awesome same cast with a few new additions. Now, this awesome film it has a great cast. I can't get over how well the cast is in it. And, I mean, a few of them I'm like, they're okay. And then others I'm like, damn, I love them. But this awesome movie starts off with the new and upcoming British actress, Miss Daisy Ridley. Now, really the only other movie that got her started was The Force Awakens. Really was her first big debut. But she did do some TV shows and so forth and other movies too. But ever since doing The Force Awakens, she's boomed and become this huge actress. Now, a couple films that she has been in, such as the highly anticipated remake that came out in November of this year, Murder on the Orient Express, that was directed by Kenneth Branagh and starred him. From what I've seen in the previews, she looked like she had a decent part, that she might have been an interesting character in this film. I'm not sure how well it's going to be or how well she'll be in it. But at the same time, I don't think she's anything of a great actress, so I'm not really putting high hopes on her character in that film. But Murder on the Orient Express was supposedly did a really decent job. It was decent. It was from other people I've heard that it's really good. I haven't had a chance to see it yet. but at the same time, I heard that it's a decent film and everyone involved was really interesting. Another film that Daisy Ridley was in, of course, is the prequel to this film, Star Wars The Force Awakens, where she plays Rey. And that was her debut as Rey. Now, like I said, I totally feel that her characterization in this film is definitely better than it was in the first film. I feel you got to know a little bit more about Rey in this one. You got to understand her character a little bit more, and she had a little bit more acting maturity. So I feel that she did a better job in this film. She was definitely decent. Not my favorite actress or favorite actor for the film, but definitely she was not bad as Rey, and put up a great characterization for the film and made it entertaining. We also have in the film, returning from the first film, and that's Mr. John Boyega, who is just an awesome actor. I absolutely love this guy. When I saw him as Finn in the first one, I was just blown away by his performance. I think he's an awesome actor, super hilarious, but also super a decent actor. Now, he has done a couple other films besides Force Awakens, and one is such as the awesome, inspired by true events film that came out this year called Detroit, which I haven't had a chance to see yet, but I heard it's really good, and it just got released on Blu-ray and DVD. And his performance in the trailers I've seen looks really intense and really good. And I have no qualms of him not doing good in that film because he's so good in Star Wars. So I'm really looking forward to seeing his performance in that film, and I heard that's a really good film and really well directed. Another film that he's going to be in that's actually not coming out until March of next year, which is also a sequel, and that is Pacific Rim Uprising, which is a sequel to Pacific Rim that was directed by Guillermo del Toro. Now, he plays the son of Idris Elba's character from the first film. So that's going to be interesting to see how they do that character, how they develop it, and it'll be interesting to see how good this film is versus the original. Because, Guillermo del Toro is just an amazing director, and to take, anything from him and try to make your own, and not in his same style, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with it. And the first one was just intense and amazing. I absolutely loved it. So it'll be interesting to see John Boyega in this one and see how he does with his character. I know he's going to do a good job anyways. Like I said, I just think he's an awesome actor. And I'm looking forward to that one too as well. But in Last Jedi, John Boyega brings another great new addition to Finn's character. He brought, again, that awesome funniness that was in the first one and brought a lot of great love to the character. You feel Finn's feelings. He's so good at expressing those emotions facially and just, body language wise. And he's just so intense. He was so amazing in this film. I absolutely enjoyed him in it. He made the whole movie is such an awesome experience and just a great entertainment pleasure. We also have in the film, returning from the first film, the awesome and amazing, but late, unfortunately, that we lost last year, Miss Carrie Fisher. Now, Carrie Fisher once again reprises her role as the awesome Princess Organa, and she just was, she was Leia. She is always going to be Leia, and nobody can ever replace her. And she was such a great addition to see back in these films, so many years later since Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, and New Hope. And just, it was so fun to see her reprise that role and bring a newer and older edge to the character, because we always saw her when she was younger. So it's interesting to see her in her, late 50s, early 60s playing the character. So it was really interesting to see her as that character. But we all know Carrie Fisher from a whole bunch of films over the years, besides the 3 original Star Wars films. A couple that I really enjoyed her in that she was really fantastic is a couple Tom Hanks movies, actually. The first one is actually from 1986, and it's called The Man with One Red Shoe, which was a super hilarious film. She actually plays this character where she is basically trying to have an affair with Tom Hanks, and he doesn't want to, and she's actually married to Jim Belushi in the film, and you're just she wears this Tarzan outfit and wants to, have sex with Tom Hanks and stuff. It was super hilarious character. She was an absolute hilarious and pleasure in that film. It was just fun to see her in that, and she was really fun in it. Another great film that she was in with Tom Hanks as well is a great classic from 1989 called The Burbs, where she plays Tom Hanks' wife in this film. She was super awesome in that too as well. I loved her character. She played the strict housewife slash trying to baby him and tried to be the enforcer kind of and stuff. She just was really funny in that film, and I absolutely love her. It's so sad she's gone. We're gonna truly miss her, and she was such a pleasure in movies. But in Last Jedi, she was awesome as Leia again. There's a few scenes that are in the film were just so awesome with her. She played it to the T. You could see her amazing, acting style, and you could see how much she's matured in her acting over the years, and just all the awesome acting pleasure she's brought. And so she just made a great performance of Leia, and it being her final one as Leia was really awesome, and it was a real pleasure to see. We also have in the film returning from all the previous films, from Star Wars, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, reprising his role, is Mr. Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. Now, this is the first time we get an extra, pleasure of seeing more of Luke than in the first film, Force Awakens. We only got to see him right at the end. This one we get to see a lot more of him in the film. But this time around, he's always awesome. Mark Hamill's always a pleasure to watch. He's made so many great movies. Of course, the first three Star Wars films, and then he's made a whole bunch of slew of other films. But a couple films I really enjoyed him in were such films as the 1991 film that's like a sci-fi based on a anime cartoon series, The Guyver, which was a really awesome film. Super cool. Probably one of the best, anime to live action films I've seen in years. Just a really awesome film, just with super cool, action sequences and special effects for its time and stuff. It's just a really awesome film, and Mark Hamill rocks in it. Another great film that Mark Hamill was in, and it was probably one of the greatest kind of cameo slash kind of roles in the industry, and that is in the awesome film Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, directed by Kevin Smith, where he plays Cockknocker. Oh my gosh, so stinking hilarious. Super funny, amazing. I freaking love that scene in the film where he has the bong saber and stuff, and it's supposed to be ripping off, Star Wars and stuff. So stinking funny. I loved Mark Hamill in that, and he was just super hilarious. But in Last Jedi, once again, Skywalker prevails. Skywalker, brings the awesomeness, to who he is. And Hamill, brings that performance again. He even embarks more on that character, going deeper into what that character's feeling and, where he's gone, what he's done and progressed from Return of the Jedi to this point. And they just did a really amazing job with that character, and he was a real pleasure to see him again. And he brought a lot of great flavor and a lot of great addition to the film and made it very entertaining. We also have in the film returning from The Force Awakens as well is Mr. Kylo Ren himself, Adam Driver. Now, Adam Driver we all recognize from such films as This Is Where We Leave You Now, starring Jason Bateman and Jane Fonda, and he plays a brother of Jason Bateman in the film, and I thought he was really fun in that. I really enjoyed him. And I think he has a great presence to him, and I just really liked his character in that film. And he was just funny and awesome in it, too, as well. Another film that he was in that's also kind of a rom-com comedy film, which I think he's really good at, is the awesome film with Mr. Harry Potter himself, Daniel Radcliffe, What If?, which was a really good movie as well. And Adam Driver was really awesome in it, too, as well. And just, he was hilarious and funny in it and just kicked butt. Just a really awesome pleasure to see him in comics, because I think he's super funny and a real pleasure to watch. But in Last Jedi, Kylo Ren is awesome again. He has his new battle scars from the last film, and he becomes more and more, Kylo Ren and less Ben Solo. And so you're just you're learning about him and learning, what his weaknesses are and what he's dealing with. And you can see the connection between him and Rey in the, in the film, and just how, they, bond with each other pretty much, you know what I mean? And just how they, and throughout the film, you just learn more and more about him and, like, what he comes from and, why he's on this path and where his path's leading him and so forth. It's a really cool character. I absolutely love Kylo Ren. I think is just as great as Darth Vader. I love that, they made this character very similar to Darth Vader kind of, and how they're making him a little bit different and bringing a new character into light that's like a new Sith Lord, basically. And it's really awesome, really amazing. He just was so good, and I love Adam Driver in this role. He was really awesome and made the movie very pleasurable and entertaining to watch. We also have in the film, returning from the first one, Force Awakens again, and that's Mr. Oscar Isaacs. Now, Oscar Isaacs, we all know from, of course, the newest X-Men film as Apocalypse. But he was also in a couple other films that were very interesting and different, and shows how talented Oscar Isaac is as an actor. A couple of the films, one is the Joel and Ethan Coen film from 2013, Inside Llewyn Davis, which was an interesting film, kind of boring, not one of the best Coen brothers films, but definitely his performance in it was really awesome. So was John Goodman's, and they played very well together. And Oscar Isaac showed his acting chops in that film, and I think he's a really awesome actor. And that film proved how good of an actor he is. Another film that he was in that once again showed his acting chops and was definitely an interesting film, not too bad, but not the greatest, is the film Ex Machina with Alicia Vikander. And that was a really interesting film, too. It's too bad that they could have done more with that film than how they did it. It could have been a little bit more action-packed. There could have been more things to it. But I felt Oscar Isaac's performance in it was really awesome. I really enjoyed it. And I thought he, once again, like I said, showed his acting chops and how good of an actor he is. And how much expression and how much acting ability he has. And it was really wonderful. And made the film, entertainment-wise, very interesting. But in The Last Jedi, as Poe again, he was awesome. He was in quite a few more scenes in this film, and it was fun to see him in more action scenes and with more dialogue and stuff like that, and it was really awesome. I thought he did an amazing job, made the movie really intense and awesome, and just was a real awesome pleasure, and made the film very entertaining. There were a few other cameos throughout the films, like Laura Dern was in it, Benicio del Toro was in it, you had Frank Oz reprise a voice role. You had, just a whole bunch of awesome other like little extras that were in short scenes and stuff. But there were so many awesome characters in this film, so many new additions and creatures that we haven't seen before. It just was so awesome. The film itself is just so amazing, so wonderful. Probably the best Star Wars of all time. It's very close for me for Empire Strikes Back, this one. Empire Strikes Back has always been my favorite one. This one is definitely tied with that one for how good it is. Rian Johnson just did a killer job with this film, and it was so stinking amazing. Really intense and awesome film. Really well-rounded, and just all-around just amazing, and a must-see. Definitely go see it in theaters, people. I'm definitely going to be seeing it a few more times in theaters, because it's just so awesome. But if you're not familiar with what The Last Jedi is about, this one's basically about Rey trying to get Luke to come back from the island that he's on to help stop the New Order and to save the galaxy, pretty much. And basically what all entails and goes in between them trying to get Luke to come back and to save, the universe because he's the last Jedi. And that's pretty much what the story summary about the film is about their encounters of what they have to do and all trying to get Luke to come back to help, stop the New Order, pretty much. Just amazing film. If you have not seen it yet, go see it today, go see it tomorrow, go see it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. See it every day of the week. It's so stinking amazing. The best Star Wars around. So much better than The Force Awakens. So good. So amazing. Absolutely love this film. Really, really good. So definitely a must-see. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up on this one, guys. Definitely go see it. See it in theaters, definitely, people. Don't wait for it to come out on Blu-ray and DVD. So good. Everyone go see it. It's an order. Go see it. Just joking. Just kidding. Not an order. Yes, it is. No, but definitely see it, people. It's so worth it. So amazing. Really good, people. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. And also, thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss one of these awesome video reviews or any of the awesome videos I put up. And as always, keep your eyes out for any older, newer videos you might not have seen yet. And also, check out that link down below about the awesome horror pack, people. Especially if you're a huge horror buff, or you just love horror films in general. The awesome horror pack is either 4 DVDs or 4 Blu-rays of horror films of just random nature. And also, each pack comes with awesome limited editions that you can only get exclusively through the awesome horror pack. So why wouldn't you want an awesome limited edition that you can only get through the awesome horror pack? So what are you waiting for? Why wouldn't you want that for that awesome low price of a little monthly fee? Also, if you're interested and you are going to sign up and you want to sign up, hit me down below with a comment so I can hook you up with an awesome discount, people. This is an awesome service. Don't miss out, people. It's so worth it. And as always, catch you next one.